All the time I've been smoking crack, Rico.
Yeah.
Nobody has come to my house and offered me and gave me drugs free.
Right. In the 10 years.
In the 10 years that I've been smoking it, people were,
wow.
I'd have to buy it.
And now you're trying to give it up. They're coming to give it up.
Now I'm trying to give it up.
The devil is a liar.
People are coming to my house, knocking the door.
Oh my God.
Ancho.
Wow.
Yeah, man, what you doing now? And I open the door. And sometimes it happens so quick that it's only when they've gone, I thought, hold on, what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah. You
I've
just
stopped
catch
for
yourself.
3-4 days.
Yeah,
and
man.
now, look, and if once I have that, the next night, you know what, the same night, you know what's happening.
Come on now.
I'm buying some.
You're buying stuff, yeah. Okay, it's awakened that desire again now.
Yeah, so you understand what I'm saying? This hasn't happened before. I'm trying to give up, now it's coming to me free. So this is why I ended up crying and...
Affinity Extra, be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Extra.
Hi, listeners. This is the Love in Action show. Wonderful to have you with us again. This is the show where we have conversations about things that are not so nice and sometimes things that are nice. But nevertheless, we have these conversations so that we can bring clarity, understanding, and with God's grace, even peace within our community. Today, I've got a special guest, a working colleague, and also my special guest, all the way from Wolverhampton by the name of Noel Samuels. And we're going to be discussing really a journey, you know, that I'm sure that many of you listeners will be able to identify, if not with yourself personally, with probably some of your young children or grandchildren in your community. This story, this journey, you know, when I first heard it, it was just an amazing story for me to listen to know that no matter how far we go, no matter how deep the situations sometimes are, sometimes looking even so impossible, there is a God that can turn your life around. You know, this is no normal, simple person I'm going to be interviewing. This is a person that, when I'm with him, I always say he could have been an MP because he knows everybody. Literally, you know what I mean? But anyway, without any further ado, I'm just going to introduce my special guest, Noel Samuels. How are you doing, bro?
Greetings, Rico. Greetings.
Such a pleasure to have you on my show today.
Yeah, good to be here. Good to be here. You've been calling me for a few weeks now, so find a little gap, yeah?
Praise God. Praise God. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Noel, you know, just give us like a little background about yourself and, you know, where you're coming from.
Well, I grew up in a Christian home, Rico.
Okay.
You know, went to church, went to Sunday school, and didn't want to go.
Like most of us.
Didn't want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I see my friends outside kicking the football, the church van comes for you, and you have to get into the church van, and they're pointing and they're laughing. Ah, he's going to church.
That's right.
And, you know, sometimes you slink down in the seat when you see somebody.
True.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of grew up rebellious, so to speak. You know, when you don't want to do something, but you're forced to do it. So yeah, went to church up until the age of 13, 14. Then before I left school, I got sent to detention centre.
Okay. What was that for? If you
That was, I'll tell you what happened there very shortly. My brother left home, my older brother.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be with my bigger brother.
Yeah, sure.
So I seen him the one day and I just didn't come home. I went with him.
Okay.
So then he was doing some stuff.
Right.
And I got caught up in it.
Okay.
You know, first time in trouble. To me, I didn't really do anything, but, you know, guilty by association, so to speak.
That's what they say, yeah.
So I got my first detention centre. You know, I was in there thinking, well, why am I here? You know, when you know yourself that you didn't do anything.
Come on now.
That's the way it went.
Right.
I mean, the second time.
So what you're saying then, you didn't actually do nothing, but because you were with your brother.
Yes.
You were caught up in whatever went on.
What they were doing.
Which got you into the detention centre.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened from there?
A year after, I got in trouble again, and before I left, well, I got just left school then.
Okay.
Yeah, where I hit somebody over the head with an iron bar. He was in intensive care for two days.
Wow.
And that was one of my school friends came to my house. I'm in my bed sleeping.
Okay.
And my mum comes up and says someone's at the door for me.
Okay.
So I went downstairs. And my friend told me that it was set by about 30 guys.
Jeez.
So I remember to cut a long story short, about 7 of us went up there. I had an iron bar up my sleeve, up my the duffel coats that you used to wear.
Remember?
So we went into Ilston College, and we dealt with it.
Yeah, wow.
You know, those times, you know, we were tight as a community.
Yeah, of course we were. Yeah. Thank you.
And if somebody troubled your friend, you're back.
It was an act that troubled you, literally.
You're backing them up. So
yeah.
That's how our community. That's how I grew up in my community, anyway.
Yeah.
You touch my friend, you touch me.
Touch me, yeah. Real talk.
So yeah.
In doing that, so you know, obviously a fight broke out by the sounds of it.
Yes.
The iron bar that you carried hit the person, and obviously that you got back into. So where were you? Where did you end up when you did that?
Yeah, back in incarceration.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So then, what happened then from that point?
Well, from that point, I came out, went back home, but you know, young buck growing up in the house, and Dad says, 2 man, now I live in there.
2 bull can't live in a 1 pen.
Now I live in a 1 pen. You know how it goes.
I remember hearing that myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when that was going on, my mum didn't want me to go. She stood in the way. Yeah. For me not to leave the house. You know?
Okay.
But a few weeks later, I did go because I wanted to do my own thing.
Sure. What age were you around that time?
16, 17.
Okay.
16.
So you're quite young
16,
still.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what happened to me really, you know, when I think about it, you know, when you're locked in the house, you can't go out anywhere.
Yeah.
So, you know, like when you get loose.
Yeah, man.
You're like a bull in a china shop, you know.
Making up for last time. Yeah. It seems to be the scenario that happens a lot of people.
Yeah. So then I'm in the big wide world, so to speak.
Wow. Okay.
And messing about with certain things, doing this, doing that. Started smoking weed. Okay,
so stop there. So you weren't smoking weed before that then? So you started smoking weed when you left the house, really?
Yes.
So that was a habit that developed in a new association?
Yes, in the new association with the people I was hanging around with.
So that would come under the influence then?
Yes.
The new influences around you? Okay. Yeah. So carry on from there,
Yeah, started going to parties, clubs. I mean, to tell you the truth, Mum and Dad aren't here anymore, rest their souls.
Yeah, praise God, we're doing all that.
But I was sneaking out from school days, going to blues.
Wow, okay. Sneaking out is the word. Well, I could tell you some stories about that. I
used to go and empty the bin.
Yeah.
And put my clothes by the bin.
Come on now.
Go up to my bed, climb out the back window.
Sounds like similar
over
story.
2 gardens, come round, put my clothes on, so I'm going to blues. So then I'm going to blues, coming in at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And then going to school for 9 o'clock.
Jeez.
So most of the time I was sleeping in school.
I can imagine. Whoa, crazy, man. So you've got a new association. You've left home. You're now smoking weed. You're with a new bunch of friends, and which I suppose now become your new family at some point. Yeah. So what happens from there?
Yeah. Like I said, I got mixed up in a different lifestyle to the one that I was brought up in. I was brought up in,
Sure.
Started smoking weed, and then weed turned to speed.
Okay.
Speed.
Explain speed for those that don't know. What speed? What
is something that you take that it keeps you awake.
Okay. It actually keeps you awake.
Keeps you awake, and you find that you can drink and smoke all night and not get tired, or
Wow.
Yeah.
That can't be a healthy,
not really.
healthy situation, because the body's designed to have sleep and rest.
Yeah.
So this cancels that and keeps you going.
Keeps you going.
Buzzing. Okay.
And then coke, same thing, but coke is more enhanced.
Cocaine that you're talking about now.
Yeah.
So you started taking cocaine as well?
As well, yeah.
Speed, so it's from, let me get this right. So it's from weed to speed to cocaine.
Yes.
So obviously there's a gradual declining going on
rise.
here.
Yes, there is. Yes, because what it is, you see, you're taking the one thing and then you're looking for a different buzz.
Yeah, yeah.
So to speak.
I had a person on the show the other day who was talking about that actually. That it was saying it was like it's a high. It hits a high.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're kind of like hooked on the high, but you try to get back.
Get something higher.
Yeah. Well, explain more to us, yeah, please.
Well, that's how it works. It goes up in gradual steps. It starts with cigarettes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And a little drink.
Yeah.
And then someone says, try this.
Yeah.
You try it. And it's better than the cigarette and the drink.
Come on.
And then you try something else.
Which is better than that.
Which is better than the thing that you were taking before.
Right.
You know, and you know, when you look at the gradual steps, it's
wow.
You don't realize it once you're in it.
Point taken. I've got to agree with you there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's just trying something else and trying something else, and each thing you try takes you higher.
Wow.
So then, from coke, I remember going to prison the third time. That was for a few other things. Some of it I'm ashamed to talk about it, like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it was things that I got involved in.
Yeah.
Living off immoral earnings.
Right.
I got mixed up in that lifestyle, not purposely.
Right.
A girl came to me and just started giving me money.
Oh, wow.
And then it just started from there.
Wow.
You know? But then started selling crack, selling weed, taking it myself.
Wow.
Sorry, before that it was coke, yeah. When I got locked up the last time and came out, I came out on home leave. And I seen my friends who had left 3 years ago, fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And I see them, the whole of them mouths sucking.
Jesus.
And they've gone thin. So within the week, the home leave that I was out, and I inquired what was going on. They started telling me about this thing called crack, and I thought to myself, I ain't taking that.
Wow. So when you, let me get this right.
Yeah.
So while you was incarcerated.
Sorry.
So while you was incarcerated. You're saying that when you came out, and the guys that you'd left out here that look muscular, fit, well, like yourself generally, had now withered away literally and were withdrawn. And they were telling you about a substance called crack, which wasn't around when you went in.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, carry on. I'm interested to hear this.
So, like I said, when I came out after a month, I purposed in myself that I wasn't going to take any. Yeah. And I'm a very strong.
Well, if I'd seen what your mates looking like that, I think it would deter me to say, I agree. I don't want to be taking that then if it's doing that to people. But
yes.
Well, carry on.
Yeah, and I was true to my word for about 3 years. Within the 3 years, every now and again, someone would try and entice me to take it.
So, are you saying then when you came out, that was like the new in thing then?
Yes.
So I know we talked about cigarette, we talked about weed, we talked about speed, we've talked about cocaine, and now we're talking about crack.
Yes.
So now when you've come out now, after, how long did you stay in jail?
Nearly 3 years.
You did 3 years in there,
nearly
right?
3 years, yeah.
So in them 3 years, you've come out, and the community's changed now to a new substance called crack cocaine. That is obviously within the circles that you're in. But you're, adamant that you're not going to take this because you can see what's happening to your friends, which makes sense. That makes sense. But carry on. So what happens then?
So I was true to my word for around 3 years. Didn't touch it.
Okay.
And I remember this one Christmas, I went to somebody's house to get some weed and to get some coke. Okay. I was taking those things.
You're still taking. Okay.
Yes, okay. They used to have a thing called season spliff.
Season spliff. Okay.
Where you've got the weed and you put the coke in with it.
Wow. That's like a cocktail kind of thing.
Cocktail, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was what I was doing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I got mixed up with a web of females.
A web of females. Yes. That's a good way of explaining it. A web. Okay. Because a web is something that catches you. So what you're saying, you were caught by a group of females. Okay. And what was going on with that circle then?
Going from one house to the other, really.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay.
So, you know,
was that a part then of the lifestyle that you got accustomed to, or was that what was your mates were doing, or how?
I just like I said, you know, when a fly goes into a web,
yeah,
it's not something like the fly doesn't purposely
want to go into the web.
Into the web.
Of course not.
You understand?
It's caught.
But once it gets caught in the web, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's trying to get out.
Yeah.
You understand?
And sometimes the harder he tries, the more stuck he gets.
Yeah. Not saying that at that time I was, sorry, trying to come out.
Okay.
I just got me caught up.
Okay, no.
I just got caught up in it. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I'm missing you.
So like I said, 3 years, didn't touch the crack until one day, one Christmas Eve it was. I was supposed to go and meet a girl in town. I met her earlier on in the day.
Okay.
And we made an arrangement to meet up. So I dressed up, ready to go out, you know, the vibe, Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And I went to this house. I found this person to get the weed and the coke. When I found them, they were at somebody's house. And I went to the house, got what I was getting. And I was coming down the passageway to come out the house.
Okay.
And this person, I'm not going to call no names.
Yeah.
You know, for...
Come on. Yeah, of course,
you know.
of course.
But as I was coming out the house, the person opened the kitchen door. And he presented the pipe to me.
Pipe? What kind of pipe? No. Tobacco pipe?
A bottle pipe.
Okay.
Those who have been involved in it know what I'm talking about. A plastic bottle, any plastic bottle.
Because I'm going to explain something to you later, but explain for the viewers, because I'm sure at the moment you've got everybody's attention, because some people probably hearing this journey and thinking, wow, you know what I mean? I've never understood it. They probably can see now certain patterns within their own family network and stuff. But what I'm saying to you now is this pipe now, what? Because I know the pipe that, you know, like church and them on it, you know, suck on it. Are we talking about a pipe like that? What kind of pipe? When you say pipe, what kind of pipe are we talking about?
I'm talking about a makeshift pipe.
A makeshift pipe, okay. Explain that quickly.
Like a little plastic bottle of pop. You drink it or you empty it out.
Come on now.
Make a hole in the side.
Come on now.
You know, you've got the top off, you put silver foil over the top.
Come on.
Make holes in it, put an elastic band around it. And you fit a pen or a straw in it, got putty or blue tack round to stop the air, any air going.
Air getting out, yeah. Like an airlock, okay.
Put ash on the top and you light it.
Wow.
You pull through the straw.
Wow.
Or you put water at the bottom as well, so that the dust, it collects the ash. The ash is coming out, it collects the ash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. That just sounds like, you know, it just sounds different. That is, and the reason why I'm glad you explained it, because I was in America. My mom used to live in America, and my cousin was going out with a guy, you know, God rest his soul, he's passed now. But I remember when I first met him, great guy, you know, love my cousin and way. And then I met him one time when I went back again, because I used to go regular. And he mainly went on a local drive. And he took me to this project, you know, where they all got all them buildings and that.
Yeah.
And he brought a bottle of Coke, never forget it. And he said, "You want a drink?" And I said, "Nah, I'm cool." You know, I was. And he emptied out the bottle.
You can make it with tins as well.
Yeah, but this was a bottle he had.
Oh, okay.
And I remember him pouring out the drink. And I'm thinking, well, why you buy the drink? And you're not drinking it. And then he took out some silver paper, like you said. A geezer came over to the car from the project. They made some exchange. Remember, me I come from England, you know, me don't know nothing about them something, you know, my brother. And then he put this, looked like a white crystal something on the top. Anyway, made a hole, just like you said, exactly what you've explained. And I saw the guy light up this thing, and smoked it. And then it smelled, it was like a chemical thing. I couldn't stand the smell, Virgin. But in my mind, I remember saying, no, what is this guy on? Coming no weed, but I'd never seen it, never smelt it. So I'm wondering, what is this thing? Anyway, here's the thing why I know this thing was dangerous. We've drove now out of the project and we're heading back now. Yeah, I'm in Connecticut, yeah? We get halfway down the road, bro. The man turns the car back around, you know? Goes back to the project and repeats the thing again, you know. And then on the way back, this one I know says something's gone wrong now. All the way back, and it's a good half an hour drive, you know. All I'm hearing from this brother, yo, Reeks, I'm all right, you know. See, man, my drive, you know. Every literally 2 seconds, I'm all right, you know, Rico. And in my head, yeah, you look like you're all right, for real. You need to get me out of this car, because this car stinks for one. And I'm thinking, but you're going out with my cousin, bro. And whatever you're on, this thing and look good. It wasn't long before she found out and them done. You get me? She's married now and all the rest of it. But it broke her heart. In fact, she had to leave Connecticut. She lives in Virginia now. Because she did love the man, you know, the two of them like childhood sweetheart. But the same thing I talk about, this crack cocaine. That was my first experience of it. England, I don't think even I'd seen it. I saw a girl stark, born, naked virgin, right? In a Connecticut, in a Waterbury, on top of the car, you know. Stark as, you know. I dance like, I wouldn't even be so rude to say like King David, but she had dance virgin, yeah? And all of the Puerto Rican man them around now. You get me? Naked as the day she born virgin. This was the crack. Come and ask my grandmother, God bless her soul, what was this about? And she said, why the drugs? So man, what kind of drugs this them people are take? Because we only know weed and them thing that were there at that time. Well, but back to what you're saying.
Yeah, that sounds like it's meth, because they're got a thing called crystal meth, which makes you do those things. Crack don't really make you
jump upon a car.
Nah.
Gotcha. Crystal meth, that is. Wow, that's another thing I don't even know about. Wow. Wow. So anyway, back to your story, bro, because I'm just saying I can identify what you just said about this pipe. Yeah. Because I saw this guy, you know, make it. So yeah. So what happened now?
So I says to him, when he offered me the pipe, I says, "Where you give me that for? You know, I'm in trouble them something there."
Right.
And he said, "It's Christmas." Go on, man. He said, "Go on, man, it's Christmas." And you know something, Rico, up until this moment, I don't understand what behooved me to try it. Maybe it was the Christmas vibe. Maybe because I was feeling nice. Maybe because I was going to beat that girl after, so it just took me off my guard. And I remember saying, sure, let me try this something then.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because you've kind of ignored it for 3 years. Yeah. And now all of a sudden now you're at this point where you're saying, sure, okay. I'm
sitting in rooms, in houses where they're smoking it.
And it don't bother you?
Didn't bother me.
Look at that.
Yeah. Every now and again, you know what, I try some. I says, no. I said, I don't want me not. Give me them something there for. And one moment lapse of concentration.
Okay.
If I can call it that.
Yeah.
And I said, sure, let me try it then. And Rico, listeners, when I tried that pipe, I thought weed was nice. I thought speed was nice.
Come on, that's two.
I thought coke was nicer.
That's true.
But this took me to another level.
My Lord.
Nothing, I've never felt nothing like this before.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow. You hear that, listeners? It took him to a level that he has never been in his life. Remember, he just mentioned how many different substances of drugs that were taking him to a different place. But this one here, this Christmas, took him somewhere else. So Noel, now you've experienced this buzz that you've never had before. What did that do to you then? What happened after that?
Well, that was my night over.
Your night was out?
My night was over.
Okay.
I didn't go and meet this girl.
You didn't end up meeting the girl?
I didn't go and meet this girl. That day was the first and last time I seen that girl.
First and last? Wow.
So I ended up spending some more money to get some more. Because like I said, that first hit that I got.
So the first hit you didn't pay for, the guy gave you?
Yes.
But after that now I
ended up spending the money that I had in my back pocket. I think
the same night?
Same night.
Jeez.
The same night. I ended up spending about 100 odd pound.
You're joking?
Yeah. And I bought some and went straight back home.
Wow, bro.
And I remember the next day I seen the same guy who gave me, and I looked at him, I said, you're not my friend.
Yeah.
Because I realized what had happened.
Yeah, man.
This something.
That's why he gave you the first one, because he knows you're going to come back.
I did like it. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't like it. I liked it because it was nothing that I'd never.
Yeah, man. It's taking you somewhere where you've never been before. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. It's addictive then. It's very strong.
Very addictive. You see, the first one you get, the first hit that you get.
Come on now.
Is the best one. You'll never get a hit like that ever again.
The guy was saying that to me, yeah.
You'll get halfway there.
Okay.
But you'll never get anywhere near that first hit.
Wow. Wow.
And
so does that mean then that you're constantly going back because you're trying to get there? Or is it you just go back because wherever you're taking you is still better than where you want to be? Which one of the
both of them?
It's kind of both of them.
Both of them.
Wow.
Because you still want that high that you got the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and it is better than the weed, the speed, the coke that I was taking before. It's a better buzz, so to speak.
Yeah, man, it's a different level. Yeah.
And it's a horrible place to be when you realise that you're addicted to it.
Jeez, man. You become a slave now then, literally.
More or less, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the lifestyle I was living, all the money that I was getting, mostly was going on that.
Wow, it got that bad?
It got that bad, yeah.
Wow, jeez, man. So no, it sounds now then that leaving home, I gotta be honest, seemed like was the worst mistake you made because it took you into a new group of surroundings that from cigarette smoking to weed, from weed to speed, from speed to, was it cocaine? Yeah. And then from cocaine to crack, and then in between that, being incarcerated as well. Yeah. So your life is completely, looks like it's heading out of control to real.
Downward spiral.
Yeah.
But I believe that, don't forget, my parents, and I believe your parents as well, when they came over, they were we were first generation born here.
That's right, yes.
So our parents those days didn't know what to keep us from or what to shield us from.
True.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
because they don't know about these things.
And I'm sure a lot of listeners today are saying the same thing. They didn't know a lot of what they're hearing right now. Yeah. Even now in 2022.
So I believe that if they did, they wouldn't kick out. We wouldn't get kicked out so easy.
Yeah, because you're kicking them out into a world that is so cold and dangerous.
Yes.
Jesus. So no, just for the viewers then.
Yeah.
In your time during that time, because we're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But just for the viewers, during that time, Noel, in that circle of life, did you see women affected by these drugs in the same manner?
Women?
Yeah, women, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So what's the effect with women then? I'm just asking that because, I know for a man to be addicted like that, that's a dangerous place to be. It's a very vulnerable place, actually, because, you need money to control the habit.
Yes.
So that would lead you to doing things probably that you don't want to do because you need to get the money for the habit. So when women get hooked on these things, like you said, you've sinned, what was their lifestyle like?
Women would do anything to get it, Rico.
Wow. When you say anything, is that with a capital?
A capital C.
Jesus.
Literally anything.
Wow. That's that.
I have seen it and I've heard stories as well.
Yeah.
And
it's not because they want to, it's because of the effect of the drugs.
It's not because they want to, but once that drug holds you. I mean, I know friends, I know other people who, when you see them before, you wouldn't believe that that's the same person.
Yeah.
Because you know that some people have got morals and standards.
Yeah. Come on.
You understand?
Come on.
But when that holds you, moral and standards go out the window.
Wow. You hear that now, listeners?
You'll do things which you never dreamed you would do.
Wow. So I just can imagine, without being too graphic for the show, I can imagine what you're saying.
I've seen women messed up.
Yo.
Sold their bodies.
Jesus.
Nice, beautiful girl.
Yeah, somebody's daughter. Really,
somebody's daughter. Nice, beautiful girl. And when you see them 2-3 years later, you wouldn't believe it's the same woman.
Almighty.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the viewers, I'm just going to have a quick pause there. Viewers, listening to the journey, I mean, we're going somewhere. Please stay with us. But to know that these drugs have this kind of hold on people, you're probably asking what I'm asking. Why then would you want to take it? When you can clearly see that the thing, you know, you've got evidence around you. You can see friends and family members that are on it and what it's doing to them. But yet, for some apparent reason, we still dabble and then get ourselves caught up in it. You know, I only can say really, you know, to the viewers and that, if you've not tried this, you don't want to try it, that's one. And if there is, you know, you got young people in your house and, you know, they think they know it all, you know, you need to make them watch this video. You know what I mean? You really need to sit down with them and have a discussion with this video playing, because it will probably save their lives from the horrors that these drugs can do. Anyway, Noel, please carry on with this journey.
Yeah, so like I've said, it was 12 years. It had me for 12 years.
Oh my God, hold on.
Right.
You were 12 years.
No. I said it had me for 12 years.
It had you for 12 years?
Yes.
You were hooked on this from that first Christmas. 12 years.
12 whole years.
You were spending money and taking something that's killing you, literally.
12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't forget, you know, I'm taking this drug now. I'm a big person. I'm a big man now. I'm not at home.
You're not home now.
So it's just like cigarettes. It's not like just like drink. Wow. You know what I mean? If I want to drink, I'll drink.
Yeah.
Or if I want to smoke, I'll smoke.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else. Your parents ain't stopping you.
No.
The only thing is that this is a step further. But at the same time, nobody can stop you taking it either because you want to take it.
Yeah, it's in your system now.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to think about, you know, I'm checking this. Yeah, it's not using anybody else. Yeah, I want it, so I'll take it. What?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
So what? It's my life.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I used to hear people kicking up about it. You know, you hear it in record. You hear people talking about it.
Of course.
Crackhead and this and that and whatever.
Of course.
You know, and I used to feel a little way because, yeah, I was a crackhead.
Wow.
You understand?
So no, did you at any point during the crack experience, I'll call it that, the crack experience, yeah, because you're living an experience on the crack, that you actually wanted to get out of it?
Well, not for the first 10 years.
Wow. So you became so accustomed to that feeling that this was how you wanted to live your life, really?
Like I said, if you want to do something, well, me personally, I don't know about anybody else, if I want to do something, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? Wow. And nobody can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, that was the attitude. Yeah.
You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I've done it for 12 years. For the first 10 years, yes.
Wow.
That was me. But the last 2 years was a struggle.
Okay. Tell me about those last 2 years then, no, please.
The last 2 years, I started getting my conscience back.
Okay.
You know, I felt my kids were growing up and I didn't want them to see me. I mean, they would reach, the eldest one had reached teenagers then.
Okay.
And I didn't want them to see me or recognize what I was doing.
Of course not.
Not only that, I felt the tug.
Yeah.
I grew up in Sunday school.
Come on.
Me personally, I know God's real.
Come on.
I've had certain experiences in my young age. For me personally.
That made you know.
To know that God's real.
Yeah.
Regardless of anybody else and what they think or whatever. If I pinch you,
yes.
You feel that?
I feel it, Virgin.
Make
sure. No, do it again. Yeah, man, I feel that. Yeah, right. I hear you. So
I've done that to you.
Right.
10 years later, if I ask you, or if anybody asks you, did Noel pinch you? What are you going to say?
Yes, he did.
Why?
Because I felt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, fully.
When something happens to you personally,
you can't, it goes past.
It doesn't matter if my friend here wants to say that never happened to you.
Come on.
Or Tom wants to say it didn't happen to you. You personally know
that happened
what
to you.
happened to you.
Yeah.
So, first 10 years, I wanted to do it. The last 2 years, I was having a struggle with it.
Okay.
Because I realized for the first 10 years, I kidded myself, so to speak.
That you got control.
Saying to myself that I had control.
Yeah.
The reason why I said that was because I only smoked at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I'll only smoke a certain amount. No matter how much money I had in my pocket, I'd buy half a six, and that was me.
Okay.
I didn't really understand. I'm going to change the tempo, the temperature a bit, about the spiritual realm until I tried to give up.
Wow. So what we're saying, viewers, is that Noel is saying that for the first 10 years, because he wasn't trying to resist it, he didn't think that he had the problem because he thought he was in control of the problem. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
But then when you now, through the experiences that you had as a younger man with God, and the upbringing that you had with your mom, God bless her soul, and your family household, you began now to feel uncomfortable with the situation you were in. And it was only at that point now you realize, hold on here, this thing's got a grip of me.
Yes, Rico. So instead of smoking it just in the night,
Yeah.
I found myself smoking it in the day also.
Joking. In the period of time when you're trying to stop though.
The moment I tried to stop, that's when I realized that it had me. Before that, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So I felt the constant pulling,
Wow.
the whispers in my ears.
Yes.
Go and get it.
Yeah, man. My friends told me about that, you know.
Go and get it. I personally don't want to get it.
No.
And I'd try and do all kind of things to try and get, you know what I mean?
Get your mind off, distract your mind.
off it.
Come on.
But 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock come.
Wow.
Go and get it.
Wow.
Go and get it before the man turns off his phone.
Wow.
And
Clear,
I
loud
don't
in your
think,
voice.
yeah, I know some people don't understand the spiritual realm, but in some aspects they will, because they know when they go to do something.
Yes.
And they can recognize the two voices.
Yeah.
There's one saying go and do it,
And there's one saying not
and
to.
there's one saying don't.
That's right.
You know, you think you're telling yourself, but you're not.
No.
I remember the 2 years I tried to stop. I'd stop for 2-3 days,
Yeah, come on now.
and I'd think to myself, yes, it done, no.
Yes.
You know?
Come on.
And then something would happen. I'd go and deal with it,
Yeah.
and I'd come back vexed, angry, or whatever, and I'd phone the man. Yeah, come bring this up. Bring the 2-3 women I take the other night too.
Wow, so you're making up for the last time as well. Wow.
I remember my girlfriend saying, you want to come to bed? I said, yes, I'm coming, but go on, me soon come.
Yo.
I didn't really want to, I just want to be by myself because I'm fighting this battle.
There's a battle in the mind.
Yeah. I want to give up, and I find the more I want to give up, the more this thing has me.
Look at that.
And I remember some nights crying in the living room,
Wow.
put the cushion to my face, and my girlfriend can't hear me crying.
Come on now.
Turn the telly up, I turn the music up, and I'm blotting my eyes out, snot, spit, eye water, you know, the cushion, everything, because I want to stop.
But you've realized for the first time now.
I realize now that this thing has me.
This thing's got you. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I could smoke it and go out.
Yeah.
Where I know other people that couldn't smoke it and go out. But I could smoke it, and then half hour later,
You're good.
I'm out.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
But then the last 2 years, I'm smoking it day and night, so I'm not coming out.
So for the viewers, Noel, you're saying to me that you had it under control for 10 years.
Yes.
Just at the night.
Yes.
But the moment you kind of made a decision that, you know what, I'm gonna love this lifestyle again, it increased the grip on you.
Yes.
That increased your addiction from just night to night and day.
Yes.
So that's kind of had an amazing effect on your health.
It did.
And mental health for that, by the sounds of it.
It did. I mean, I thank God that I still have my faculties intact.
Jesus.
I've known friends and I've known people who are not here today because of the crack cocaine.
Jesus.
I mean, it may not have killed them outright, but it was a contributing factor.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the lifestyle
Yeah.
that they were living, not eating, like you say, not, you know what I mean, not taking care of yourself.
My God.
Imagine my cupboard's full of food, and
you're not
I
eating?
don't want no food.
No.
My girlfriend would make my dinner,
Can't eat
and as soon as I know the crack man I come, dinner gone out of the window.
Wow.
Dinner's gone in the microwave.
Whoa.
Next thing, the dinner's been given to the dogs.
So that's why you just draw down, innit?
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Seriously? So no, you know, just for the time's sake, you've got to the point now where you're trying to get, you know, free from this addiction.
Yeah.
But the addiction's getting stronger.
Yes.
You're now realizing that you're a prisoner to this addiction.
Yeah.
That the things, as Paul said, I wish to do, I find that I don't do. And the things I wish I don't want to do is the things that I find I'm doing. So you're in that situation in Romans, right?
Romans
so
chapter 7.
where, lead me down a little further now. What happened after that then? When you got to this point?
So, like I said, I was trying to give up.
Right.
2-3 days passed, I thought I'd stopped. Not only did I go and sort out situations and then come back and take it.
Come on now.
I found that people were coming to my house. Moncho. Shouting my name to the letterbox. Yo, me have something.
During the time you're trying to give it up?
During the time I'm trying to give up.
God, the devil is a liar. Oh, wow.
So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a spiritual factor to this that probably people don't recognize.
Yeah.
I think it's them. But I'll tell you blatantly, loud and clear, that there's spirits attached to drugs.
You hear that, listeners? This is somebody that, you know, I would say is an expert in this field, because he's explained some things to me that I can honestly tell you I've never experienced, but I've known this man and I can see, you know what I mean, that by those way he's talking to me now, that he's lived this thing. So if he's telling you that there is a spirit attached to drugs, I would take that as somebody that you can take, you know, home and say, yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Please carry on now.
All the time I've been smoking crack, Rico.
Yeah.
Nobody has come to my house and offered me and gave me drugs free.
Right, in the 10 years.
In the 10 years that I've been smoking it, people were,
wow.
I'd have to buy it.
And now you're trying to give it up. They're coming to give it up.
Now I'm trying to give it up.
The devil is a liar.
People are coming to my house, knocking the door.
Oh my God.
Moncho.
Wow.
Yeah, man, open the door now. And I open the door. And sometimes it happens so quick that it's only when they've gone, I thought, hold on, what's going on here?
Yeah. You
I've
just
stopped
catch
for
yourself.
3-4 days,
Yeah,
and
man.
now look, and if once I have that, the next night, you know what? The same night, you know what's happening.
Come on now.
I'm buying some.
You're buying stuff. Yeah. Okay, it's awakened that desire again now.
Yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? This hasn't happened before. I'm trying to give up. Now it's coming to me free. So this is why I ended up crying and wanting to be by myself.
Yeah, because you feel like a hopeless case now.
I realized then that this thing's got a hook on me.
Wow, no.
So, like I said, I'm coming to the end of the 12 years.
Yeah.
And my mother, and let me tell you about my mom.
Yeah.
Every time I got locked up, my mom has told me before I got locked up.
Before you, yeah.
She'd be washing and humming.
That's what they do.
Washing and
That's what my
humming.
mother used to do. Yeah, yeah.
And all of a sudden, she just look up. You're going to prison. You are going to prison.
Wow.
And she carry on. You know when I'm washing already? Yeah. Where am I next day or a couple of days later?
Wow.
The other time she'll be ironing and humming. The police are come for you. Police are come here for you.
Wow.
And then she carry on.
And police come.
Yeah.
Look at
So
that.
I'm just setting that stage to let you know what.
Well, I'm glad that my mom's not the only one then, because we call it goat mode.
Goat mode. Goat mode, don't call
When
it.
when they just seem to know, I don't know how, but you know, now growing up, you know, they were praying people, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were very praying people, and I know they prayed hard, especially coming here into this country for the first time, and the whole change and the whole dynamics. They really learned to trust God, that generation. God bless their souls, you know what I mean? Because I really admire that generation, you know, because of the dynamics of change and the strength it took them to push through and bring us up in a strange environment.
Yeah.
But they leaned on God,
Yes.
regardless, and God saw them through it. But carry on, no, please.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, prayer. I mean, from the age of 13, I begin to understand what prayer was.
Yeah.
I think my mum had only been a Christian 2 years prior, 2-3 years prior, and I caught pneumonia. first time I caught pneumonia.
Oh God.
I mean, it was so bad that I was weeing blood, passing blood up my back passage. I was coughing up blood.
That's bad, man. You got it bad.
I remember my dad went into a panic. I mean, he even ran to the doctors because he didn't believe that the car would be fast enough to take him.
Take him there.
So he went through a back way to the doctors. I heard that he rushed into the doctor's surgery, went past the secretary's desk, and went straight into the
office, the doctor's surgery.
Doctor's surgery.
Yeah.
He was seeing a patient at the time, and all my dad said, my son. And he says Dr. Pringle, his name was at the time, was in that process of reaching for his hat and coat,
right,
even while he was seeing the person.
Wow.
And my dad turned back and ran back home.
Oh God!
While that's going on, my mum grabbed the scarf off the cot, tied it round her head. No, sorry. She started packing things up in the grip.
Yes.
Saying that she have to rush me to a hospital.
Yes.
Because I'm really bad now. Yeah.
Man, come on.
And she says, while she's doing that, a voice says to her, "What you do? What you doing? Why don't you just pray?" And my mum said she just dashed down the grip, tied the scarf around her head, and she knelt down and prayed. Before she knelt down and prayed, she said, I was standing on the bed with my back to the wall on the tiptoes, telling her that I can't breathe.
Oh my God.
And my mum said she just knelt down and prayed. She says halfway through the prayer, she felt me stumble on the bed. And a voice says to her, "What you pray for? You don't know I'm dead."
My God.
And she said another voice says to her, another little voice says to her, "Don't worry, he's not dead, he's only sleeping."
Wow.
And my mum said she kept her eyes shut, carried on praying.
Jesus.
And she says when she opened her eyes, it's just me and my mum in the room. She says when she opened her eyes and looked, I'm in bed, tucked up.
Wow.
And she says, a woman came from 2 streets away and says that God said to tell you to juice some lemon and boil it and sweeten it with sugar and give him. And thank God, Dr. Pringle didn't come for that situation. Dr. Pringle is a doctor who everybody around the area knows him.
Yeah.
That as you call him come.
Right.
Yeah?
But he never come that either.
Dr. Pringle came for every situation before.
But not that one.
And every situation after. That was the only situation he didn't come to.
But God came.
But God came.
Wow. What a testimony. Wow.
So like I said, I know about prayer from an early age.
Yeah.
And I know it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I didn't really fully understand it.
Come on now. But you've experienced the hand of God. Yeah.
God.
Wow.
And up until that age, I was good at school. My grades were good. And my mum said something to me when I got better. She said, "You see what God do?" I said, "Yes, Mum." Not really understanding what he'd done.
Yeah.
And my mum says to me, "Do you promise to give God your life?" I said, "Yes, Mum." And from that day forward, my life
just went down Spiral Hill.
Like I said, about a year later, I was in detention center.
Yeah, man.
And then
what a testimony, man. Whoa.
That's where it ended up. 12 years on crack.
Seriously, man.
Yeah.
So just before I close,
yeah,
you've got now then to the point that you're trying to give it up. People are giving you it now, but I never used to give it to you. So your exit from this thing is getting harder. So how did you get to the point where I'm taking it, you're no longer on it? Well, I can tell you now anyway, but.
Well, like I just says, I recognized my mom.
Yeah.
With her goat mouth.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So coming to the end of the 12 years now, my mom asked my sisters if them see me.
Okay.
Because I was on this crack,
yeah.
Nobody knew where to find me.
Yeah, sure.
What drug den I was in, what city I was in, because I was doing stuff up and down the country.
Yeah,
you understand?
Devil got you busy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mom says, if you see Noel, tell him I want to see him.
Okay.
And I remember going to see my mom. I think it was I see my sister in town. She says, Mum wants to see you. So that same night, I went down to my mum's. And I think it was about 10 o'clock in the night. And I went there. As she sat on the settee, she says, put up the chair in front of her. So I sat down in front of her. And my mum looked into my face and she says, God says to tell you that he loves you with an everlasting love. And she said a few more things. And I remember going home that night and for the next 3 days.
I can imagine.
With that
word.
Like it was ringing in my head.
Yeah,
God said he loves you. God said he loves you. And I'm thinking to myself, well, how can God say he loves me?
And you're going with so much things.
And you know, when you're trying to I'm trying to look in my life and say, well, I must be doing something right. And Rico, to tell you the truth, there was not one thing that I can put my finger on to say.
You're living the full 100.
That's the reason why God's loved me, because I was doing nothing right.
Yeah, you're living the full 100.
Nothing right, nothing right.
Nothing to look at and say, well, this is what I'm doing good. Everything you're doing, you just know is not right. Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Fully gone.
So, like I said, this was going on in my head all for the first 3 days. And then, you know something? And then I didn't realize at the time, but the devil whispered to me, God said you're all right, you know. So carry on, do what you do, because you're all right. I heard it.
Wow.
And because I wasn't ready to give up certain things yet,
you're not surrender, really.
I kind of took that and says, yeah, you know something? Yeah, man.
You're all right.
Yeah, all right. God say him love me, so nothing got happened to me. 8 weeks later,
Jesus,
my mum sends for me again. This time I didn't go straight round there. It took me about 4 or 5 days to go around there.
Okay.
Because like I said before, I know my mum's got a goat mouth. And I felt inside me that what my mum was going to say to me this time wasn't going to be too good.
You don't know, you're not listening anyway.
I felt it. I felt it.
Come on.
But I remember the one night, it was a Friday night, I bought a half a six of crack. And I made the bottle up, put the ash on it, cut up the something, and put the first one on, and I went to light it.
Okay.
And I heard it again, go to your mum's. I put down the bottle, I went to the telly, turn up the telly to try and get this
sound
out my head.
Yeah. Gotta call you, man.
I went back to the bottle.
Yes, King.
And I couldn't take it.
Okay.
I just kept hearing, go to your mum, go to your mum. I think the one time I shout out, all right.
Just get filled up with the piss,
And my girlfriend came out of the bedroom and says, what did you say? I said nothing. And I said, I said nothing.
Wow.
Because I said it out literally.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can hear it, but now it's come out verbally, yeah.
I remember putting down the bottle.
Wow.
I had to wash up myself, tidy up myself.
Come on, there you go.
And I went down to my mum's. And this was about, it was in the night, but after 1. So when I went to my mum's, the passage light was off, but I could see the light from the landing.
Okay.
That was still on. So I knocked the door. Next thing I seen the passage light come on. I see my mum come into the door. And she opened the door. And I remember her face. She looked at me and she looked down. And she says, come in. And I went in the house, sat down in the living room. And this time she didn't say nothing straight away. She sat there looking at the floor. And she just looked up at me. And she said, God said to ask you. God said to ask you, are you going to miss heaven? And she said a few more things. And I remember I'm sitting there looking at my mum. And I wasn't crying. I wasn't crying or anything, but Rico, it's like somebody turned on the tap works in my eye.
Yeah, man.
And the water is just coming down my face, coming down, wet up my top, the wool on my front.
I experienced that when I got saved, man.
Wet up the wool on my front.
You know, I cry, but the water come down, and you don't know where it come down from. I thought I was losing it, Virgin, I tell you the truth. You know what I mean? I was at George Street at the time when I got saved, and just I come from the road. So I know that tears, man. But yeah, go on. Yeah, go on, talk to me, man.
So I remember leaving my mum's and I went home and I sat there and I thought to myself, so hold on there, you're not all right then. From what my mum says to me, I came to two conclusions. Either I'm gonna die and my life's not right, so I'm gonna go to hell, or the rapture's gonna come
and you're gonna miss it,
and I'm not ready. And Rico, 2 weeks later, found myself in New Cross Hospital.
You know it?
New Cross Hospital.
You find yourself in hospital, what, visiting?
I was in hospital, Rico. Unknowing to myself, I was lying down in my flat. Well, yeah, my girlfriend's flat, really, because it was her flat. Lying down on a settee for 5 days. Can't move.
Oh, yeah, someone.
I had a pain in my side, like a stitch.
Yeah.
I'm losing weight, not eating. And I thought it was just a cold that I had.
Oh, wow.
So I'm taking Anadine, Fenzik, painkiller, deep heat, rubbing deep heat on my side because I had a pain in my side. And putting rum in my tea, doing all kind of things.
Remedies.
We try to get rid of this pain on my side.
Come on now.
I remember my kids were going on holiday and they came for some money, but they were going on holiday and I gave them the money. I remember my big daughter saying, "Daddy, you all right?" I said, "Not really, but I'll be all right." And I remember they took the money and went. And I remember the 5th day, I heard a voice in my head say, "Go and see your mom."
Wow.
So I tidied myself. I couldn't go in the bath. I was in that much pain.
Come on.
So I had to tidy up myself and I went down to my mum. My mum opened the door and took one look at me and she phoned the doctor. The doctor come not long after, take one look at me, sounded me and says phone an ambulance.
Jesus.
And
wow.
Within a couple hours of me going to my mother, I was in a hospital bed in New Cross.
Oh, bro.
Not really knowing what was going on.
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
I mean, after when God healed me, the nurse came to me and told me that when I first went into the hospital,
wow,
they gave me 6 hours to live.
6 hours to live?
6 hours.
Wow. Well, you know what, Noel? I think this journey is going to take 2 parts because I'm interested to hear about this part in the hospital, what happened in the hospital, and I'm sure the viewers would want to hear as well, and obviously what happened, obviously because you're here now, so what happened after that particular point. So you're telling me and the viewers that you ended up in hospital and they've given you 6 hours to live, literally.
I didn't know it then.
You didn't know it then?
But they told me after.
Wow. Well, listeners, this is been an absolute eye-opener conversation about the journey of Noel Samuels, who, you know, after leaving home, you know, made a journey that took him from one extreme to the next. Many of you probably listening or, you know, of watching this can identify with people around you that you can similarize with what Noel is saying. The surprising thing is that even though he had an encounter with God and he came from a godly family, the devil still found a way to get a grip on Noel's life. And it seems as though, by the sounds of it, that he was about to take Noel's life out, because Noel now was being told by the, well, wasn't told at the time, but told after, that he has got 6 hours to live. I'm looking forward, Noel, to bringing you in next week for part 2. I really want to hear this journey because I think it's going to help a lot of people that are struggling with drugs, don't know much about drugs, but most definitely will understand that no matter how far the devil's got you, there is a God that can deliver you. I'm looking forward to this conversation, Noel. God bless you and thank you for coming.
Can I say this before you're cut off? I mean, a lot of people don't believe in God. They think God is a concept, or God is a white man's God, or whatever they want to think. Let me tell you, listeners, there is a higher power out there. And whether you believe it or not, He is there. And you may be looking at your life now and believing that there's no hell. We know what society's like. We know what the government's like.
That's right.
You know, it seems like there's nowhere to turn or no one to go to. Well, I'd just like to leave this and say that God is real. And if you look to Him with a sincere heart, because it wasn't until I looked to Him with a sincere heart that He heard my prayer. There were times before when I was doing stuff, I got caught. I'm sitting in a police cell or prison cell and I'm saying, please God help me, please God help me. And most times He would, but as soon as He helped me, Rico,
you're gone back again. Gone back again, yeah.
Gone.
Similar scenario for everybody, that is. You know, you get delivered out of the problem and then no sooner than you're out of it, you forget and you're back in it again, asking for the same question, deliver me all tight again,
But I'll leave it by saying this, that, you know, there is a higher power, your Creator. And if you call out to Him, He will help.
There you go.
See you next time.
There you go. So we're going to look forward to the next part of this next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And I hope that you've been blessed. Thank you so much. God bless you. This is Love in Action. See you soon.
God bless. God bless.
Thank you for listening to this content. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, subscribe and make a comment down below. Or even more so, check out our website www.affinityextra.com for more information.